Hello everyone, welcome to tonight's episode of Storm King's Thunder, the AMV version where you have no faces on screen except two. My excuse is that I'm away from home. No one else has an excuse. Get your beautiful faces on screen.
There she is.
There she is, there's one.
My
So
laptop may
apologies
melt.
for the long delay. We had, well, I was away last week. We had a lot of fun with that, and we are now back into the swing of it. So, it's been a little bit, but who wants to tell us where we were last time? I know, the person I can always rely on, who just reads for her book. Oh, hello.
The one who definitely wrote more than one page of notes.
Hey!
No more than I write!
Well,
It's my own damn campaign!
big mood. We went to Gauntlegram. Gauntlegram was mostly on fire. Duragar were attacking. We kind of aerial bombarded them, and then jumped down to fight them. During which we killed some relation to Duke Zolto, we think.
Maybe his dad.
Also, an old friend showed up that Varys and Kirok had freed. Old friend in inverted commas.
He was nice. Kirok likes him.
He was fine. He was fine. He didn't kill us.
We've probably only said about 20 words to each other, but he seems nice. I like him.
He seems fine. And then we did all that, and we were like, "Phew, the worst part of this is over." And then it wasn't. The end?
No, it's never over for you. What are you joking about?
The end is never the end. Is never the end.
To describe what you did leave out, however, midst of the battle, a red portal opened in the sky and a single airship flew overhead of the long, winding pass that leads up to Gauntlegrim. A single figure fell from it. A few moments later, an enormous gout of flame erupted, consuming the valley, blackening it. From the flames, a tall, old, grey man appeared, wearing beautiful, long red robes, emboldened and blazoned with very, very finely detailed gold, silver, and several beautiful rings upon his fingers. One of which is a ring that you all remember quite well. It is the ring that you recovered through a wish spell and offered back to one of his servants.
You can say stole.
Yeah.
You acquired it with a wish spell. I'm not wrong in saying that.
Yeah, I mean,
Technically stolen.
technically stolen, even though we didn't pursue the act of stealing. We just snapped our fingers and it appeared.
That doesn't change the act of theft.
Depends,
Even if we were stealing it from someone who also stole it.
depends who you ask.
Yeah, I don't think two rights make it wrong here.
As a massive gout of wind blasts through the valley, that which is left as ashes turned away, scattered up into a breeze. An old, wizened figure moves towards all of you. Beautiful rings adorning his fingers, long necklaces dangling down with large pendants of gold and silver. Smiling, but beneath his eyes is a cold, cruel intelligence. As it surveys all of you, you remember from last week, 2 weeks ago, it did say, "I do believe we have a mutual enemy."
Out of character, I cast banishment.
You have to
I
specify.
like you have to preface that
Oh,
every time now.
definitely.
Otherwise, he's going to make me cast it, and I don't want to cast it.
Yeah, I fucking warned you. You're learning, young man. You are learning.
So that's why I said out of character, banishment. No, just kidding.
Okay. Zero will turn and go, "Oh, it's this dickhead. and he's going to walk up to him. What do you want?
Make
What
a
you
wisdom
want?
saving throw.
Out of character 0, I love you.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy! Oh!
I think we. Oh shit! Never mind. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, hey, he's been banished.
Yeah, you've been banished.
Don't give the DM ideas.
Yay!
The one thing you can all say consistently, whenever Roman talks about something that banishes, while I have a character that can banish, someone gets banished.
Well, he had a good run.
Sorry,
That was my
having
friend.
an irritating gnat around my ear. Now then, which little dwarf stunt is in charge nowadays? Whom may I speak to on a matter which could benefit us all immeasurably?
I go and hold Tian's hand.
He is very
Tightly.
confused. He is very confused looking at this old man who just made your friend go poof. It is at that point where the large retina of the king of Gauntled Grim makes their way towards the entrance. King Belagar looks about towards all of you. I'm going to move Ashk over here. Because unlike Zero, she's not going to talk shit to this guy, but she's definitely getting between him and everyone else. Hang on, I got you, Roman. We don't want you jazz-handing your friends. Jazz-hand him. He looks around to the broken remains of those who strewn the battlefield, and with a wave of his hand, you all hear a bone-crunching sound as all the bodies just sloop, just turn almost to liquid and move behind him, and form a large armchair with a wide back and long tall. He sits down into it, bone and sinew twisted in a disgusting form. How did I have your attention?
Neat.
Let's talk.
Neat.
Ugh.
Thanks, Bender.
Yep.
God damn it, girls.
What did Carls do? I was looking at the map. What did you do, Carls? What did you do, young lady? Show me right now or I'm rolling initiative.
T-pose to assert dominance.
So let's see. I think that's 40 d6 on the best weapon. Carlos, you're fine. You're immune. Your friends are gonna die though.
What on earth did he cast on me that took a wisdom saving throw and banished me?
Probably
I
banishment.
wonder.
Well,
That takes a
technically,
charisma. That takes a charisma saving throw.
Banish with
You still rolled
charisma.
a 1. It wouldn't have mattered what you rolled. It was a
Yeah.
1.
Oh, so it was banishment.
It was banishment. It just was a 1. No matter what I made you roll, it was a 1.
Now we find out
You were-
if Zero is really an Eldritch God, because he won't come back.
Yeah. After
Here's a
minute,
question: what plane am I on?
You are in a demi plane.
Yeah, you
currently,
technically
as is
go
the
to a
case with
demi
something
plane.
from this plane.
Right.
Any creature from this plane that is banished away is basically put in a little stasis pocket. Anything that's banished is put into that. If they fail for a minute, they're popped into their actual plane.
I have been falling for 30 minutes!
30 minutes! That's different. That's literally just been put in a plane where you just go, ah.
Same
Yeah.
difference.
Basically, this plane is literally like an island. You're on it, unconscious, not even knowing you're there.
There are Margaret.
Yes, there are margaritas that are just shoved in your face.
What is
Now that
happening to
we're-
me today?
As we were avoiding this wonderful discussion, the
Ugh.
king of Gauntled Grim stands in front of this large towering figure that currently just sits quite comfortably leaned back. Hands just lazily over either side of the armrests. Seems like you have a bit of an infestation of dark rats, little king. The dwarf doesn't really respond. Just spends his time glaring up towards it. Now, if you recall, no doubt in your long memories and stupid grudges, that I've tried to take this fortress at least 3 times, you've put up a irritatingly stubborn defense. And I'm in the mood for some new... What would be the right word? Accommodation. But I know you, lol. And Glory, I need you to make an insight check.
Me? Oh no. It's bad when I needed to do anything. Insight. Oops, I didn't mean to roll it with advantage. You get the.
You actually should have rolled with advantage. Excuse
That
me.
worked for me.
Wow.
Dun
Okay.
dun dun! Remember to shop at Game Tea.
Yeah, shop at Game Tea, so they have to get more stock and there's more boxes.
Oh no, please no.
And give Blue more pain.
My
Everyone,
feet hurt.
Money.
everyone, give Game Tea a break. Don't shop there for a little while.
Lies. Always shop at Game Tea.
Please shop at Game Tea next week.
Yes.
We are very
Just
busy.
not this week. Next week. Not this week.
Well, you can order this week. It just may not get done. Curls has sent me one word. It is fuck.
Nothing, everything's fine.
It's fine. Yeah.
I literally took so little time, you guys couldn't even react to it. So,
But we had enough time to plug.
Yeah.
good. That is the important
The only thing that matters.
But we'll tell you what we plugged. We plugged something with something.
I think they can guess.
It was my phone. It's on low battery.
What is happening to us? Carry on.
This is called trying to stall the DM.
We're really nervous.
No. No.
He begins inspecting his nails. Just nonchalantly. Now, I could take this fortress. No doubt your troves are quite nice. I wouldn't mind having that little infernal pet of yours under my control for a forge. But let us be sincere. You're not worth the effort. Too much for too little. Now your dark cousins, on the other hand, they, if I'm correct, have been doing quite a lot of interesting delving. The kind that could fund at least a dozen small wars for them. This could have very well been a skirmish force, considering what they could pull up. But me, at this point 0, you will have returned,
Oh, okay.
so I will pop you back in.
Pop.
That was such a good sound.
You pop back there.
Oi! Dickhead! You're not doing much to convince me you're not a dickhead!
Zero, leave it.
Zero,
I'm gonna
just-
say you're
just
like
be
this because
quiet.
I imagine you came in upside down.
Yep.
You now right yourself and begin insulting him.
Zero
I'm not
behind
really
me,
insulting
please.
him, I'm more making a statement. He has proven time and again that he is in fact a dickhead.
I'm not disagreeing, just get behind me.
I'm gonna step next to him and it's like, look, I don't want to fight, I just want to know what you want!
I was getting to that before you rudely interrupted. Please do what your friends say.
I take a seat, it's like, I'm listening.
He stops talking for a minute and is just looking past all of you. Past you, Varys. Behind you all to a
Oh.
very large figure. and there is a very toothy grin to the side of his face, and a slight nod of acknowledgement before the creature nods back. You find the most curious of things. Anyway, back to my point. You have a rival force that could very easily, over time, overwhelm you. They have large hoards of gold that would be wasted on simple mortal means like war and food. They don't need to waste it on that. When I could have it, I could take it all.
I raise my hand.
Just need one request.
I grab his hand and lower it.
Polite boy and a very smart girl. And he looks at you for a second, Kirak. Slight changes. Admirable. Back to my point. I just need one request from all of you. And your dark dwarf problem becomes my lovely new summer home. Do not meddle in my affairs. Bear in mind, I'm no fool. I know your wars with Imrit. I know your wars against that old crone. I know her plans are futile and very short-sighted. I care not for them. Save your world. Dispose of her. Leave me be. That is all I ask. Your dark iron problem is no longer a problem. Any of your kin I find in the depths, I'll send them back, alive and unspoilt to the best of my ability. See it as a token of good favor. We have a common enemy. You don't like them. They will do everything within their power to dispose of you. I have a dislike towards both of you. But one of you didn't have the creature in your species that stole my ring. So I'm willing to give you a pass and pay back to them. Also, you can see that tied to the side of his belt are two wands. Varys, you can very quickly recognize one is a wand of fireballs, one is a wand of lightning bolts.
Wand of Fireball is a backwards thing to have, but okay.
Hey, it's got way better range than his breath weapon.
He can fly.
He
He can fly
fly!
400 feet in the air and blast you with them, and then come down and fight you.
Is there a lull? Has he stopped talking?
Yeah, he's talking. He's looking
But-
around to all of you for a response.
Okay. I suppose I have the questions. First of all, what on earth do you do with gold?
He eats it.
I thought they sleep on it.
Oh, do they sleep on it?
Both are correct answers. Gold
Oh.
dragons have more of a tendency to eat it than any other.
Huh.
I just
Hmm.
admire the color. As he just like rubs his thumb over a pendant on his neck.
Fair enough. Second question. Why do you need to ask us about going to squish dark iron dwarves?
Well, not.
Make no mistake, your Duragar are not a problem to me. It's an opportunity. I just don't want to turn around while I'm in tunnels to see dwarven cannons aimed at my behind. Because then I have to fight two lots of dwarves. Do you know what that leads to? A lot more dead dwarves. However, it is as if how would I give the best analogy? Two hunters. One has a hand crossbow, the other has a hunting bow. They both hunt a bear. One is far more capable and can slay the bear. They simply ask the one with the hand crossbow to step aside. Let the real hunter hunt. Don't interfere and spoil my sport.
Cool. Could you leave the other things alone down there?
My problem is dwarves. I'm aware they've aligned with any points towards the corpse of the fire giant. Other, less wholesome creatures who use fire as a main tool. Oh, I tremble at the thought of facing fire creatures. Whatever would I do? If I find giants, they die. If I find Duragar, they die. Anything that denies me what I want will die. It's not like I'm exactly hard to spot. Anything with enough sense will leave me alone. Anything without? Well, woe to them.
Don't suppose you'd be interested in burning any illithid while you're down there? You know, just in your spare time.
As I said, if it crosses my path, it dies. But illithid don't exactly taste that well.
I
They're...
wouldn't recommend eating them.
I've learned from past experiences it's a very unsettling experience.
only
Trust
thing
me
they're
when
good
I
for is
say
burning.
they are not worth the effort. Not worth my effort. You, however, by all means, go down there and ransack a lot of them if you wish. Oh, I forgot something. Give me a pact, a promise, to leave the cloth and veil and the city I shall claim alone. And I will show you something which you need to know to defeat your opponent. I've claimed one of her warriors, and will show it to you. Should you be willing to promise, as he looks towards the Dwarf King, on your grudge book, to not meddle in my affairs?
Insight check.
By all means, insight check him.
Guys, I'm about to do something really stupid.
Oh.
I'm gonna lock that insight.
Ooh. That was better.
Oh, wait.
Quick question.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Cause
Yeah, no, he seems legit.
Sweet.
there are some fire giants down there that most of us would prefer not be killed, mainly because we're actually just really, if you're just going down for Duke Soto, that'd be great.
I know better than the tangle with the Duke.
Oh, okay.
Alone? He's mincemeat. But he never will fight me alone. He may be a fool, but he's somewhat got the wit to know better than to take on me. For I have done something no other could claim. And your dear boy Harshnag had the fear in his eyes before. For I have defeated every champion of the giants at the same time. They learned long ago not to try me.
Right.
I doubt you all need the same, as he leans close and forward and smoke pouts from his mouth. Demonstration.
I just wanted to be, I just wanted to make sure. Okay,
If
was
they begin screaming and throwing their hands in the air, I may just bat them to the side. Again, I do these out of a courtesy, for I do have just one request. What say you? The King Ironhammer looks around to all of you. Looks back to him. And you swear to never come near Gonzo Grim. You too swearing. He raises a hand. And each tip, each base will be the fingerprint, changes color. One is blue, one is red, one is green, one is black, one is white. By my mother's holy blood, Gontal Grim will not suffer my wrath so long as the small folk keep from my realms. This pact shall only be sealed by you agreeing, dwarf. The king looks to all of you. You're representatives of all around Heron. You are its defenders. This isn't exactly something we could call for a long debate on. What would you all say?
I would put in a clause in said contract that it is dwarven members of the your lot, being that any random dwarf could go down there and he suddenly decides to eat your town.
I stand by my claim. Any dwarf. Let it be known that all of your kin should respect this as you do any other oath you make. Is that not what dwarves do? Make oaths upon stone and keep it for an eternity?
Yes, but some dwarves have nothing to do with these dwarves.
Pity to these dwarfs.
I mean, if you burn them to cinder, it's one thing, but if you come and eat their city because some treasure hunter's got a stupid idea, it seems a bit rough.
It's almost like I'm in a position to make deals. You're in a position to take deals.
I'm gonna just lean over to the dwarf king and say, "Tell him he'll have to take our word for it, but swear on nothing."
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Push advantage, push advantage. I am like IRL sweating, trying to work out how to word this. Persuasion. All my charisma stuff is shite.
It's better than what it used to be.
That doesn't matter.
Oh, come on.
Oh, bless you.
I
mean, it's slightly less dangerous than what I was gonna do 2 seconds ago. So.
I would bend luck, but it literally can't get above a 10, and I literally believe that that is just pointless.
The king looks to you, is half listening more than anything because currently he's faced with cloth. People of my city, that clause I'll take. Well then, put your hand upon a book, dwarf, and I'll offer a warning to your friends for a foe they will soon face. He looks towards all of you, does the dwarf. Seems nervous.
Your Majesty, he wouldn't be asking for your permission if there wasn't something he was afraid of.
I mean, let's be honest, he's doing all this grandering because he's scared of us. He even made that statement himself. No offense. I mean, we are going to fight one of your siblings, a weaker one, I imagine. But if you kill,
Not really
Poor wording.
sibling.
Like comparing a grandfather to a great grandniece. Make no mistake, she's impressive. Possibly she could kill all of you.
quite possibly.
But never presume she's on a level close to me.
But I mean,
Never
you could.
presume.
I didn't. Point being that is you could kill all us, and then you could deal with this little grandniece blue dragon, her friend the kraken, and the giant Tarash she's going to summon to eat your ass.
Well, I mean, even still, I'm pretty sure. Not really caring what happens to
The
this
point-
world.
Zero, make an insight check.
Insight.
Oh.
By 1.
Bend luck. That's a +1.
No.
As
Well-
in, like, he made it by 1.
Did it? Aw.
Guys, I'm trying to do something very specific, and my charisma's so shit.
Is that the thing? Is he scared of the Tarask?
No. I want to just tell you guys, but you won't know in character. He's scared of me. Because I've got this fucking thing on my wrist.
Oh, duh!
He waves a hand open palmed towards all of you. And then just points one finger towards Zero. You
I'm moving.
keep talking. I'm listening intently.
I move up closer. It's like
Try to deceive me.
I'm not prone to lying. Ask anybody.
No, he's
But
not.
yeah. The point being that your crazy little niece has somehow fallen in with a kraken of all bloody things. She's a few pegs short of a pen, I would wager. Krakens generally are. And they apparently want to summon the Devourer of Worlds. Understandably, we don't want everything eaten.
The God Monster.
Yes, the god monster, the Devourer, the Taras, the big thing that will eat everything. Not ideal, is it?
To say the very least. No.
So yeah, we're going to walk into that. So if you think you scare us...
Truly.
Sorry, say again?
Slockrithal. That old monstrosity.
Yes, that's his name.
Hello, Glory. You're like, yeah, apparently that's its name. It apparently has a lot. Big god mistake that likes to eat shit.
Monster was long dead.
Nope, sleeping. Can't kill that thing.
Oh, I've tried.
I believe you.
There's a reason there's that massive hole in Neverwinter. That used to be, how do you say, underwater. This changes things. He leans back and almost has a, okay, I'm interested kind of smile to him. And he's definitely
get me
not
wrong.
hiding it. It's quite displayed as he's just stroking this long beard, just the chin side of it, just running his hands through it.
Don't get me wrong, you're scary, but we're dealing with some pretty scary shit these days.
Well then, for the dwarves of your city, should any of them of this generation attack my holds, we will have issue. Anyone else? They die as they die. Are you content with this as he looks around to all of you?
That seems a bit more reasonable.
I'm making no deal.
I mean, it's not our deal to make, it's for the king.
Precisely.
Child of the Sun Isles. How's your father been?
Been better.
You're right, he has. If only there was someone you knew with access and contacts within the city. I can never step anywhere near Waterdeep due to an old lover's tiff, but I have many people who could. And he then proceeds to not make any look or gesture towards Varys for the rest of this. Now then, dwarf, get your book. King Ironhammer raises out a hand, and one of his servants goes in and rushes back out after 5-10 minutes of silence. A large, encased in gold covering book with a great deal of like the pages are silver. Folds it open and it goes several pages through. Now, if you really wanted to make this a deal I could agree with, I could send half of their reserves up to you in gold. For one catch. One thing you can do as a swear dwarf. My name, cross it from your book. Dwarf says absolutely not. That is entirely out of the question. Very well then. Yet only the one. The dwarf closes the book and puts his hand to it, and swears an oath. No Felbaden dwarf shall target your hold of this generation, either the cloth and veil, or should you successfully take it, the dwarven city of Nilfum. I swear this as King Belengar Ironhammer of Gorgrim. His hand flares as it touches it, and at the same time Clot's 5 finger tips light as he clenches his fist. The pacts are sealed. He runs his hand across air in front of him, just above his head, and it's as if a long nail appears and cuts the air, and a figure falls. This is what she intends to use as her main force. And you see a bizarre creature. And I will say this now for anyone who guesses, I have had this planned for 6 months.
Right. That
No,
bodes well.
Yeah, a lot of things I do tend to get, oh, yeah, this thing you were planning? Yeah, we're starting to put it in. Well, fuck you guys. A figure, about 7 foot tall. Encased, but not, you realize, is entirely metal. Face, arms, but the connection points underneath the elbows, the hands, the neck, the connection points are all like the sinewy wood. Its hands are these 4-digited creatures. It looks up towards all of you in confusion as Cloth puts a foot down atop its head and pins it in place. These are what she intends to use to bring about your destruction. A gift from Sansuri, but forged in Zalto's fires.
It glance over at Glory.
I look angry.
Warforged. I will say this now. These are creatures you've never seen. None of you have ever seen a humanoid with the consistency of a golem. But this is one. You've seen animated statues of armor. But this is a creature that seems to have its own sentience atop all things. An army that needs not sleep, not rest, that can fight on tirelessly until either destroyed or destroys its foe and move to the next, can be entirely resistant to fear or being turned. However, They have vulnerabilities as do many things of metal. Transmutations or heating them works quite well. And he just puts his foot down that little bit more, and you guys just hear you see the neck of the creature snaps, and his head is crushed underneath his boot. There. I do believe that was more than enough of a aid, but if you so too wish, you may. Aye. Would y'all stop?
Jesus.
Who's doing that? Which one of you is doing that?
Not me.
It wasn't me messing around for once.
Yeah,
No.
no. Eh.
Someone's getting slapped anyway. And I found
I don't
out who
even know how
did
to
it. You
do that.
getting You find out. I found out who did it. You getting a smacking. I didn't even realize it gave you guys access to that.
I was about to say, we shouldn't have...
I don't even have access.
shouldn't
We
have
haven't got
permission.
access.
I'll figure it out later.
Wait, what the
Yeah,
fuck
I
happened?
don't think I
don't
can
know.
do that to other tokens.
No, we can only do it to ours.
Yeah,
Never
we
mind.
can't click on it, so...
Roll20 didn't want me to have Warforged in my campaign before Eberron, so it started fucking with me.
No, so that's how you do it for your own character, but I definitely can't do it for another.
No. Moving on.
He stands up from his chair as you all hear a war horn out in the distance, and a smile strings over Cloth's face. We have a deal then.
Before you go, I
The
suppose you don't want
Luna
the
is
Guardians attacking you?
mine. Guardians.
Us,
Us,
the Minpigs.
0.
I think he's made it very clear he couldn't give two shits about us.
I mean, we're just about to fight, you know, a whole bunch of shit,
If
so...
I believe
Then we
you
have
are
bigger
actually
problems.
a true threat, and you're all in the state of somewhat fatigue from a battle, would I honestly care? Would I just wipe you all out?
Probably.
Yes,
You said you like
exactly.
gold. You have a
What
trinket
I
that a cleric friend of mine really wants. I don't suppose I could
don't
convince you to trade it for gold.
I don't trade, boy. This conversation is over. He sits up from the chair of sinew and bone as it then crumbles down beneath him. Looks out behind him. What a pity they gave me perfectly good tunnels to access through with those lovely little diggers. Now excuse me. I have a city to claim. He unfurls his wings out as large as they can get and swoops high into the air.
Bye-bye now. Don't let the door hit you in the arse on the way out.
There is no door.
Yeah. So of course he's not getting hit by it.
To fly before diving low to a massive eruption of flame and the sounds of more screaming Duragar. And then the sound of heavy breaking of metal and the digging of an ancient red dragon.
I'm going to identify the Warforged.
I fall on my back in the snow and go, oh, Jesus Christ, I was standing right next to him because I'm covered in gunpowder.
I just spare 0.
Were
I
you
really
genuinely
do.
hoping that if he burnt you, you'd blow up in his face?
I mean, I didn't have a lot of other options. It was like I could get burnt to death or I could get burnt to death and blow up a little in his face. It wasn't going to do a
I'm
lot,
sorry.
but I was terrified.
Are we using suicide bombers now?
I hope not.
Nope. Nope.
Nemo, this is why you don't just keep gunpowder on you.
I normally don't. I had it for like 5 seconds and suddenly a red dragon shows up.
You
I
literally,
have a bag of fucking holding.
you literally just picked it up in the fight.
I was acting all brave and stuff, and that's why I was making it look like I was standing next to him because of that, but I was so scared.
King looks at you, and I was standing right next to you as well. Fucking thanks.
What was I supposed to do with gunpowder? I can't outrun
Move to the left a little bit.
Hey, let's be honest, guys. If he actually did breathe fire on you, I don't think the gunpowder would make a difference. You'd probably just be
I
dead.
think
You'd probably just be dead.
There was
Well,
a
yeah.
reason,
Either way.
Zero, that I wanted you to get behind me.
Then I'll just blow up more of our friends. He was standing between us and any exit.
Thanks for asking him about the axe. I was gonna, but I was too scared.
Yeah, well, I'll pry that off his hands later.
Didn't seem...
But,
Good, I hope not soon.
I miss Dorian.
If you wanted to get it now, we know one red dragon that's not in his home.
Yeah, and he knows.
Yeah.
but he
Let's
knows
not.
people are there.
He also knows which group has literally just asked him for it.
Yeah, he also knows which group didn't make a deal with him.
So we're just gonna straight up steal.
Except for
that didn't
the
work
problem
last time.
of the dwarves of Gauntlegrim include the dwarf of Gauntlegrim in your party.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna cast
I'm-
Identify on the
You can wait here,
Warforged.
ask.
Didn't he say Felbaran dwarf?
He did say Felbaran.
Yeah.
I assume
All
that was
dwarves of this realm are more or less. Felbarn is like the home, the original home. Everything
I
else
thought
is
he was
also-
being smart.
Okay.
Ah.
Only reason I
Well,
didn't interrupt him is because I thought he was being smart with it.
No, this is the warrior bard king. He's not the smart king. King Morn would have played this guy like a fucking pansy.
Oh,
King Iron
Roman,
Belgar?
before
Not a hope.
you do...
Well, Roman
could you-
has.
and I-
Roman's been trying to for 5 minutes, so I say he's already done
Sorry,
it.
yep, go ahead.
The Roman. Boop. I have too much fun with that. You cast Identify. While there is still lingering essence of magic, there isn't, say, a spell in particular that has been cast on it. It's clear that this is probably a very recent, because there's such a surge of energy, it's like something that's been very recently crafted. There are clearly some forms of alteration and transmutation magic within it. Yes, Kirak.
Tiyun would like to use his Battlemaster Know Your Enemy.
Identifying the corpse.
You spend at least 1 minute observing or interacting another creature outside of combat. You can learn certain information about it, such as its strength score, its dexterity score, its constitution score, its armor class, its hit points, total class levels,
So,
if
if
any,
you want
and
to
fighter class
spend-
levels.
Long enough, because while everyone else is talking, he could get all of those.
He will do that.
Okay. Strength score. You can write these down.
Hope
20.
you've got a pencil.
Oh, you fucking better have pencil.
Give me a second. Haha.
Strength score.
Okay.
20. Dexterity. 8. Constitution. 17. Armor class. 17. Current hit points. 0. Total class levels, if any. Fighter. 5.
So
Yep, fighter 5. Okay.
they're not really all that strong,
But they
No,
don't
but
have
there's a lot of them.
but there's a lot of them.
There's loads
And
of
they-
them.
It's a problem.
But
they
they
don't have to sleep. They don't have to eat.
But they are
Yeah.
not very dexterous, which is important for a group of people. 3 of them know how to use fireball.
also, they don't like fire very much.
Yeah.
That's important to know.
I'll say 0. When you were listening to that, he was probably referring to the spell Heat Metal. Because, well,
Yeah.
they're made of it, they can't take it off.
I was going to say, it's like, metal doesn't usually mind fire too much unless it's a direct sort of heating sort of thing, so I imagine fire isn't going to help, but heat metal would. Having said that, do I know enough to know that constructs don't like thunder, seeing Roman do that constantly?
I mean, we have
I'd
fought
say-
we have fought constructs previously.
You fought constructs previously, and some of them have been resistant, some have not been, some have been vulnerable.
So yeah, I have no idea. I hit it with a stick, so it's like, I don't think just throwing fire at this
It
thing
makes a
is gonna...
satisfying pang!
I don't think just regular fire is going to do it. I think you're going to need to heat the metal. sort of like in a forge. You can't just throw embers at things and expect it to melt.
Not with that attitude.
Yeah, well.
Damn you,
We're not using real logic, but it could be the case of instant superheat does the metaling. And what are you yelling at me for, Roman? It's because you wanted to see if you could fucking make some.
No, because this is the perfect fucking thing for Buckley.
Yes, it is. And fucking is here. So suck my dick.
Damn it!
Das's endgame is every time he finds a monster he wants to use, but it'd be too strong in one campaign, he just puts it in the other one.
Yeah, it fucking works.
Like, oh, literally need heat metal to take care of it? Oh, I know a current forge domain cleric that loves fire.
What you do?
Hey!
You damage the constructs.
I cast Fabricate to turn the Warforged into a dog.
Yes!
Big brother Kirok.
Oh.
Oh.
There you Yeah, to boost
That was so instant.
it from the chat. Into the Shadow Realm you go!
With the DM goes the Shadow Realm.
No.
I thought you'd actually done it then.
I was 2
Nice.
seconds from doing it, but we are technically still
Wow.
playing.
Don't you do it.
I could do it, bitch.
Oh, don't do it.
Wow.
So, the Dwarf King looks to all of you. Well, this is a load of shite, but thank you for the assistance. You came at probably the perfect time. They had just broken down the doors.
We noticed.
We try.
I look at the king and realise that I'm going to freeze up any second because I'm in the presence of royalty, and I scooch over to Roman on my knees and put my arm around his shoulder and whisper into his ear, could you do a sending message for me?
Ashk, how are you? Okay, good
No,
talk.
I can't.
Seriously?
Yeah, no, that was, Eldritch connection, sending. I don't have it anymore.
Then I'm glad you can't do it. Fuck! Okay.
Try asking Varys.
Bittersweet.
No,
I,
around the-
Varys!
go around the
I
block.
purposely-
Skirts around the king, just like.
Yeah, I'm purposely not looking at the king, just like...
Meanwhile,
Varys!
Kian is examining the body.
Sending message at all? Could you?
To who?
I go up close so I can whisper to him. It's like, I want you to send a message to Vlad to tell him not to
Nope.
fuck with the dragon.
Nope.
Absolutely not.
Immediate
Just
refusal.
Come
To
on.
be fair, if Vlad fucked with Cloth, he'd die and then like an hour later get resurrected by his ring and think, why the fuck did he do that?
The whole world
Exactly.
plummet
He is
into
smart
the Underdark,
enough.
where most of the Underdark have been destroyed from the fall.
He is smart enough.
Come on,
That
Varys, what will it
vampire
cost
is no
me?
fool.
Kirok's gonna go over and say hello to her friend. Hello.
And he just like literally leans down, but still like even that crouch form, his bulk is like 4 times your size in general. Just actually having a bit of smile at you, blood in his teeth from something he bit.
Hello.
It's a
You had
big
fun.
wide smile. At decent combat. Smallkin helped. When escaped darkness. Found tools, used them. He's speaking in common. Quite clear, common's not his first language.
Nah, really? What?
Well, the first he's learnt a bit then because when we first met him, Kirok couldn't speak to him.
No, she couldn't.
He's a good
But
boy.
he is... Yes, it didn't take him long to learn, though. It's one of those kind of guys. That old one. Rivalry long ago. People against his. Decided to leave each other be.
That's cool. I could see he knew you. So what
You
have you
know
been?
me.
What have you been doing?
Dwarves.
Been doing dwarves.
Same, dude.
Fucking kills. that was too quick. Holy shit!
Glory does not say that in character, but I say it out of character.
Too late. You didn't say out of character.
Kira like blinks for a minute and goes, "Okay, 10 minutes. Yeah, 10 minutes." I cast comprehend languages.
In those 10 minutes, I don't remember if we said if we looted any of the bodies. I just
No, we
want to
didn't.
search around the
I
giant
think you'd be
body.
hard pressed, being that they were made into a throne.
Yeah, but any items
If
that might have
anything,
been
they've all
left.
been coagulated into one pile.
Yeah.
Yeah, any
in
items
a
that might have been
convenient.
left. Specifically on Giant Dude.
The
Yeah.
giant had a spell book
I will take it.
and a wand.
I'll look at that.
The wand is more like a scepter.
You'll grow into it.
Fine.
Or it'll grow into you.
So more like a staff, if anything.
You need to
Two
stop.
unintentional innuendos in a row. Here I go. So, yeah, I just need to make sure I get the right one. Let me just scroll down to make sure. that
Oh,
I get
so-
the right.
Be right back 1 second.
Okay.
Oh, I found a pen that works.
So we've basically had a short rest at this point, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes, Mr. Warlock.
Hey, I just want to get some healing done.
I mean, you're not the only one.
Oh, look, I'm at full health again.
Fuck.
Faris,
Yo.
you touch this staff, its scepter, and it just shrinks immediately to be a staff for you in perfect height. My dear friend, mark down that you have a staff of the Magi.
Ooh, that sounds cool.
Look it fucking up, because there's too much here. I'll be here all day describing this one fucking item to you.
So
Oh, that means it's super cool.
I will sit down and
Give you an
identify
idea.
that.
I'll just say this much: +2 to attack rolls and damage rolls, +2 to your spell rolls. 50 charges. I'm not
Oh,
telling
yeah.
you what those charges have
Yeah.
for them, but go look.
I will look it up. Oh, I'm looking it up right now. That's a real thing.
Oh shit, that's a really cool item.
Yes, it is. It's almost
oh,
like this is
actually-
someone that you probably shouldn't have gotten away killing, but you managed to, so you're getting it.
That's because I'm a boss!
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit down and identify it just so Varys knows what it is, and then deal
Then
with
he has
that
an
later.
orgasm.
then shits his pants.
Basically, you now have the staff that Galgarond and Marok had, but Marok gave it to Galgarond. Galgarond broke it. Because look down at one of the last abilities of it, Retributive Strike.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh shit.
Oh, real. That's a real thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what you now have, you reckless son of a bitch.
So,
Yep.
cool.
Spellbook. Tell me, does it have to be a ritual to be in a spellbook or no?
No, if it's a wizard, then any wizard spell can be in it effectively.
It's
I think spellbook.
It's for me.
Yeah, it's
and-
for me and Roman. They have to be rituals.
Yeah,
for us.
if he's a wizard, then it can have any wizard spell. If it's another class with ritual spells, then it has to only be ritual spells.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a sec there, because
You-
I've just got to check his spell list. Because I know he has got a few on there. I had it written down.
It depends what his
The
class
spells
is.
he has are
Yes.
Banishment,
I already have it.
You also can't copy from the book.
Contagion, Counterspell, Earthquake,
Ooh.
Eye Bite, Legend Lore,
Oh, I want that spell.
Favorite spell.
Locate Object, Meld to Stone,
Oh, I like that spell too.
Sanctuary,
Sanctuary!
Damn it.
Slow,
I mainly said that to slow you down, so I could write this down.
Slow.
Yep.
Stone Skin,
Mhm.
and Zone of Truth.
Cool.
This is basically me feeling bad that you guys all left the Slockerthal fight so early, so none of you went down into the High Priest's room and got his spell book, so here are the spells he had.
Ah.
Because, yeah, you could have had these spells the whole combat earlier.
Some of these, just for my knowledge, aren't wizard spells. Would I still be able
No,
to
but
copy
he
them?
has them written, he has them in his spell book.
Would I then still
and
be
they
able
are
to copy
written in
them?
an arcane.
As...
I will say be able to copy them. Basically, it's a
Okay.
matter of he has them written in an arcane text. Some
Okay.
of them shouldn't be there, but you know what? You're a high enough wizard that you go, fuck it, I'm this good. I will say, if you want to, when you eventually copy them over, you can make Arcana checks for those that do not belong to your class. Just make sure you get them right.
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Kirak, stop it.
I'm really hurt, okay?
How much health did you have left?
30?
Out of what?
70?
Oh, you poor man.
I am made of glass!
I hit you so... You had the glass staff forever for a reason.
I love that staff, it's keeping me alive.
Do you still have it?
Yes, I'm not getting rid of it!
Oh my god.
It's keeping me alive! I'm still not recovered.
And has been since, like, what, session 3?
Yeah,
To be fair, I'm
actually,
still
yes.
using Talon, which I think we actually got session 1.
No, you got Talon session 4, I want to say. And if you got Talon session 4, you got Glass Staff, you got the Glass Staff, and Talon the same session. I know that for a fact.
I love this staff. You could not take it off me if you tried.
I like this stick. This is a nice stick.
It's a really good stick. It has saved my life a million times.
So the
Thanks
king's
for that
asked you
recovery.
what-
I've got my spells back.
I'm back for health, guys.
So the king's asked you what y'all doing here.
Zero
right.
hits the deck.
I'm talking to the lizard.
Mhm.
I think we needed your help. We were
Well,
gonna have
looked like more we needed yours, but all right.
we were gonna have a gathering of the small folk and some giants, mainly the Storm King himself.
I
or
was
his
about
envoy.
to say what kind of giants.
The good kind.
The kind that are on our
Exists.
side. Apparently so.
Make a persuasion check with advantage, Varus.
Advantage, persuasion.
Because you guys have saved him and let you pull the city out of the fire.
I show him my book and I go, I'm a new herald of them.
Have you much like our Lord Savior?
I was gonna say, has anyone got a Book of Mormon joke credit?
Hello. My name is Roman.
Yes, I'm so proud of you.
Would you like? Would you be willing to listen to my half-hour speech of why
Shut up before
the
I crush you with my book of gadgets. He
Right.
literally is carrying this like 100-pound book under his arm.
Have you had an accident in the workplace recently?
Tian looks at you. Kira, what? What have you done? What have you become? I'm so disappointed in you.
You love me.
This is all out of character. Alright, so you're basically going to go work with giants, and who else are you getting in on this? Small folk, you said, but who?
Who isn't
I
easier?
believe most the Lord's Alliance, Order of the Gauntlet,
Harper's.
Harper's,
Oh, fuck, you're getting a fair crowd in.
hopefully the Lady of Waterdeep.
Most likely Neverwinter.
Neverwinter
Oh,
is
Jesus.
in.
You're getting everyone in, aren't you?
I'm-
well,
I'm-
the big,
I'm
big
still
one.
face first in the dirt, but I say Emerald Enclave, Plane
Yeah.
of the Wind. Sorry.
We need to go
Possibly.
there.
Possibly.
We haven't spoken to them yet.
And we're hoping.
No, we don't have to go there. She said she'd pick them up for us because she knows the Archmages.
Yeah. And we're hoping yourself and the Dwarves of Felbar. If possible.
Alright, well, I can definitely stand for dwarves in this regard. I can send a message to confirm with King Morin if he approves. It'll take me a moment to do because we have a he was sending a force to aid. We've been under siege for several days, so could be a matter that we call back to him, and we call back to see if that force is ready to turn around and move again, because there is a force the dwarves marshaled. Where would you be planning to go with this force then, if you're only talking?
Well, the actual talks are going to be in Fendolin.
That little shithole.
It's
Hey,
actually it's been
It's kind of
a lot
our
better.
home.
it's a nice place.
Yeah, it's a lot better.
It's a pretty
Last
decent
time I was
shithole.
Hey, last time I was there was 20 years ago, right?
Oh, okay.
Well, there's been some cleaning done.
Mainly by
Yeah, I
us.
know.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
take your words for it. If it's a nice place, I will do what no dwarf does and redact my words on it then.
Like,
Wait. It's not.
and
your...
then after the talks, we'll be most likely heading towards the desert.
In the east?
East.
Oh,
We're
fuck
gonna
it,
go
that's a
for
trek
east.
and a half. That'll take most things. From Vandalin, that'd take most folks a week to get.
Well,
Most folks.
Did you see?
not-
Did you see how we got here?
We're not most
Yes.
folk.
There you go.
How
Then.
how fast do you think dwarves are gonna march?
well,
They're doing long distances, right? So probably not very fast.
no, not at
It's a
all.
long way.
If
Uh,
it pleases your Majesty, we are mostly arranging a peace summit between the newly the giants and the small folk, and the war that's brewing is a separate matter that may be discussed after the peace. But yeah, when
Yeah.
like I said to the red dragon, blue dragon, Tarrasque, to face dirt.
Alright, so there's a lot of shit going on. Well, and then you hear a voice ring out over it. And you dare have this conversation without me. As bloodied and battered, basically being carried by a warrior in heavy plate, you see a dragonborn. A black dragonborn. All the way back, you remember this as being a figure from Everland.
I stand to attention then.
Blan Hillstrider. Looks like he is basically nursing a massive gash to his side that seemed blackened and painful. Oh, it's you lot again. It's good to see you all well and alive and not, well, dead. Haven't heard back
You
from
too,
you
sir?
in a very long time. Marchion. I believe that my people would be more than willing to agree to this matter. And I've been hearing many tales of you all in my travels. But I'm in no condition to travel. And I would happily send a representative, but most of mine are injured. And he just walks very closely to Glory and puts his hand underneath her gauntlet, the Marchion one, and removes it. I can't have a Marchion represent us. White Hawk.
You. That's
This
a cool one.
is a gauntlet. The same symbol is on it, embellished in beauty. The knuckles are spiked out, studded. It's almost like a clawed hand. The beauty of this is that while it is got silver tipped, it's mostly platinum
Oh shit.
to give off this white gold kind of coloring to it. I need someone I can rely on. Even if her skin tone's changed.
Things happen round here. We have a blue bird. It would be my honour, sir.
Hello.
You're right.
Oh, good.
She looks less crazy.
yeah.
I say
That
less.
happens too.
So then, you can represent me. But if you're going, go with them for goodness sake. They'll need all the help they can get. I, on the other hand, am going to take a rest. I kind of need it.
Can anyone heal? Heal my superior
I'll
officer?
be fine. Save your resources for a war to come. It's old soldiers. I'm stepping this one out.
I make a healing elixir. Here you go.
How much does it heal for?
Very fucking little.
It's like a D4.
It's a little pick me up.
D4, D plus 4, isn't it?
2d4 plus 2.
Roll 2d4 plus 2.
It's such a kind gesture, though.
I mumble into the dirt. If
Oh,
it please, Your
sorry,
Royal
I thought-
Highness, may I tend to the wounded?
There you go.
That's not too bad. He chugs it down, tosses it aside. Cheers. You're
But-
blue now, that's also weird.
Yeah,
Why
new
do you all
patron.
change colors? Are you chromatic or something?
We try.
We're secretly dragons.
He looks at you with a smirk. Yes. It's clearly not the ones who are scaled and breathe acid that are dragons. Instead, it is you who are small and blue, as he just turns and limps away.
They'll never see it coming. Ha!
You have your orders, White Hawk.
Yes, sir.
As the Vindicator is basically limping away, more or less. Belagar looks to you all. Well, I've a decent force still remaining here that can barricade up. I've also got a giant-scaled sociopath that could serve as a vanguard.
Oh yeah, I'm still talking to him.
He's happily chatting with you. Give you an idea, he's basically been trying to give as much of an aid here as he can. In
Oh.
every way, shape, and form.
Ah,
There's also at one point the sound of very heavy chain and plate just as you see tilting up a helmet not quite fitted for the size of his head. An ogre. Rushing
hey!
somewhat bloodied, somewhat
It's all the
battered.
throwbacks this week.
We helped inside. Is everything okay? Oh, it's Varus.
Hey,
Kind of shrieks his head back.
hey, dude.
Okay. He's kind of nervous considering last time he saw you, you just started shouting at him.
Yeah.
The king bellows out again. This is a voice that, while audible, never increases in volume. It's never deafening, but could be heard from across the entire city. The king moves to Phandalin. I will work to doing my best to ensure that all dwarves and all people help our kin, our friends, those we owe. You all who can, stay here, defend the hold for the return. Those with the will and strength to do so, follow your king as he turns and marches. And the massive lizard boy gets up, does Zik Zalok,
Blech,
moves out.
blech.
Continue, Das. We're legally obliged to do that.
Why? Oh.
Because
I thought you were doing it.
Oh.
I thought you were doing it to the name. I was like,
No.
you fucking bitches. I can't thumbs up
No,
Peter,
we're
but I
saying-
would do.
I am, even though you can't see my camera.
Blech.
I was honestly focusing on that.
jog off.
Zik Zalok gets up, follows. Gar gets out and goes, I'm gonna follow the boss. As do several slayers, several heavy iron dwarves, and one figure in heavy plate with a thick beard that you do somewhat remember, Matrok Ironmaker. Who is this boy?
Oh yeah, that's the dude
Who, if
we
you
got,
remember, you saved from the
we
rust
saved.
monster.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, fuck, where I lost my helmet.
Yeah,
Both the people we saved are here. That's cool.
he follows. And then you all march in a force that, considering it quite literally only cloth currently in this western hemisphere could challenge in a fight, move towards Phandalin. Do you all want to there, or do you
No.
want to do that next week?
Well, quick question. How long will it take us to march to Phandalin if we're walking there?
To walk to Phandalin would probably take about 3 days.
And is that what we're doing?
Well, it depends whether we want to go ahead and wait for them there.
We're going to want to go ahead because we haven't been back to Phandalin.
Yeah, we need to prep it.
Yeah, we need to go back. You know, get banners set up.
We need to go into
summit,
the house that we've had
first annual peace
for
summit.
an entire campaign and never been in.
Oh, it's going to be so dusty.
Well, my only point is,
Power cleaning.
if we've got 3 days before the meeting's going to take place, because we've got to wait for these guys, do we want to stop by somewhere on the way and buy all the shit we're going to need for the actual fight and everything? I would like to personally run to Neverwinter, get some more ink.
It would take you longer to get to Neverwinter. You'd have to go through.
We can teleport, like.
Yeah,
True.
we can teleport to Neverwinter is the thing. Well, we can teleport to both.
Yeah, like we could teleport to Neverwinter and then
Who
teleport.
wants to roll
Neverwinter.
me a D100?
I do!
No.
Roll me a D100. 50 up.
This is like me asking you guys to roll a d4 out of
Well,
nowhere.
Oh, I just full screen roll 20 by accident.
Fuck! Damn it!
I beat you!
Just to see what I would have got. Ah, fuck you guys.
You lose.
They're all important. Thank you.
No.
So, Varus, will say you just teleport them, because this is a smaller entourage, you can teleport to Neverwinter.
Mhm.
And it's a matter then of going from Neverwinter, and you could probably contact up with Sildar and Legacy and make your way then.
Yeah.
By the way, while there was a small, 30 dwarf force that followed you guys, they're still moving to Phandalin if you couldn't teleport them all.
Excellent.
And, including the king and the Zexalok are just going to move, as well as Gog and the other dwarf. They're all going, but you guys as a party will teleport and meet them there. There's maybe 100 soldiers being rallied in Neverwinter. As you step out, look around as you always do, and to the side, in a small curio stand, you see a pair of large hands reaching out and just crossed over one another.
I rush over.
Yay!
Kirok!
I rush over.
Me and Kirak rush over.
I like dragging Tion behind me, and he's just like, huh?
I come as well.
What do you do? Well, who is that?
It's a friend. Hello.
Debatable. I'm going.
Hello!
Here we go. Here we go again.
Theories. She pauses and is looking at all of you. So many prophecies changed. In the best way possible. That's quite wise. Quite nice.
I'm gonna say in Sylvan. Yeah, the winged doom hasn't got me yet.
No, but the werewolf did.
How long has it been? Time-wise.
Do you want me to fucking check?
No, time-wise. How long has it been?
Varus, I
Time-wise.
imagine you could have cast teleport as a ritual.
Well, I've got it teleportation circle. so
Has
I've
it
used spell
been
slot.
an hour?
Since-
I would have said yes.
Okay.
Why?
Why was that
So that way,
Because I would have understood that.
because yeah, comprehend languages.
Comprehend languages was active.
I want to say no then, just for the funds.
Well, if an hour has passed, then it's faded. It only lasts an hour.
Literally never spoke Sylvan in this campaign. I think
Yeah, I would say, Kirak, you did understand it. But you're just at the end of it. But she does speak back in Sylvan. Everyone else, it sounds more like how Celestial is like a angelic Latin. This is almost like a singing Gaelic. Near enchanting in just song verse alone. I'm going to change the music as well, because this is not fitting music for her. I'll just put Villainous Treachery.
Oh, also I run back and grab my my Pokeball out of the bag of holding and run back over. I made a clockwork owl.
which you then cannot hold, so it falls backwards. You fall backward with it. Dee, boom.
Well, I basically hit the button. It releases out.
Ah, dearies.
I will go to the hag and say in Undercommon, do you speak Undercommon?
She speaks to you in a deeper tone, like the equivalent of a 100 years ago form of language. Do you speak it old? You do make enough sense of it, but it's one of those things where it's like, okay, I understood those words in like the base of their context, kind of thing. But she quite clearly does and knows a little bit more.
I say, you seem to be speaking a bit more advanced dialect than I am.
Yes, dearie. I travel.
Okay. Anyway, could you do us a favor?
She's just leaning with her fingers under her chin. Ooh.
It might open up some business opportunities because I'm
Oh,
going
Jesus
to
Christ!
give you a name that might, be helpful in dealings in the future.
Is
I
this
just
an
need a message
common
sent.
name by any chance? Or someone in the undercommon?
It's a name of somebody who lives there.
Doesn't live there is the real word, dearie.
Yeah, I think you know. I just need a message sent, and I mentioned that woman that I mentioned to you in Discord.
Yeah,
And
Isabella.
just say, yep. And I just say, and if you could just tell her to be wary, there's a red dragon coming down, and he seems to just want to sit in a hole and stay there, but if anyone pisses him off, they're going to get eaten, so if you might want to back off any Durigar holds. And
Thank
while
you
you're
for
at
telling
it, tell
me.
her. Yeah, well, and if you could also just tell her, I
What
need
are
a
you
better
gonna
way to
do for
contact you people
me?
with dangerous information.
What are you gonna do for me if I send this message? I haven't talked to Vlad in ages. We need to get a drink sometime.
You're already in contact with them. What do I have that you want?
Ah, it's unimportant. And she looks
Let
around to the
me
rest of you.
check.
Looks towards Glory. Kirok has a very dignified and almost parentally satisfied smile at Roman.
She's so proud.
Looks at Tian with curiosity.
Very tightly holding hands.
Looks at Varys. Knocks it out.
just looks at Varys. Like, yeah, all right.
Oh, dearies, you've all been so interesting lately. I'm glad you're no longer in a storm sea, child, as looks towards Kirok.
I feel right.
As you should be. You've a lot of business doing lately, aren't you? Especially with that old bitch.
Ugh.
A little bitch, in my opinion. But
I knew that was his name.
And then that old darling Hecaton, too. Oh, it's been so long. I'm so glad you actually used your heads and used the map for him. I won a bet off that, and I'm so glad I did. Someone bet you wouldn't be smart enough to use the map to locate Hecaton. I bet that you would be.
Who dat?
He just smiles at you, picks up a small
Break
bit
it.
of food, and begins chewing it. Anyway, what can I do for you, dearies?
I finally have finished looking through my bags of stuff I have that I might trade for this spell, and I pull out the gunpowder. It's like, will this do? It's enough siege gunpowder for a cannon. It's probably got some alchemical uses.
Ooh, I could use some gunpowder. She picks it up off of you.
Learn from my mistakes.
God damn it!
She picks it up, and you notice that there's a new assortment of weapons behind her, like a very cruel-looking longsword, and a few other unique items.
Would I be able to make history checks on them?
You can make a history check on the Blade of Cruelty if you want.
That sounds fucking cool as shit. So yes, I'm going to, and I'm going to do it with advantage because I'm a fucking gnome. Oh, actually, no, I just add twice my proficiency. Never mind. Not advantage.
Expertise.
Meaning your expertise.
Expertise.
Oh, so I should actually. Oh, well. That is a history.
Amazing.
Jesus Christ. None of us can roll for
I'm
dog
fucking
session.
fabulous.
You look at it and go,
Oh,
neat! Tink! You've been busy and you're off to do a lot.
That's
And she-
technically a 7.
Reaches a hand out towards Glory and just looks at the silvered claw. Oh, it's been so long. That piece has passed my hands a few times. Including the first time, when I made it. So many people want dragons dead. So many tools can be provided. Anyway, what can I do for all you today?
Well,
Is she sending that message for me?
She's literally got the finger at the side, just twirling it around. A slight arcane shimmer around it all. She just
I give her a thumbs up. Thank you.
And for a moment she pauses, as if listening, and smiles. Pretty much like the secretary, who's just like listening to someone she's not supposed to be calling on this line, but is doing it on work hours kind of thing. Hi, Miss Isabel. It's been too long. So, come now. Come. People keep interrupting you, my dear little Kirok.
Yee.
Who's this darling?
This is Tion.
Your darling.
Yes. We saved him. Well, Hecton saved him.
As he should have. That was good. Everything is back as it should be then.
Nearly. We're nearly there.
You know how many attempts there's been?
No.
48 currently, with you being number 49. Attempts to fix a mistake, a serious mistake.
I guess this is our lucky chance then.
I've seen many adventures. Seen many things like you have. Delve Phandalin. Fight against Tiamat's servants. Handle the Storm King's forces. And all those crazy entails. You're the only ones I've really clung to. Everyone else seems to fall apart.
That's because there's nobody like us.
That there isn't, my dear. That there isn't. So, I have a few tools here. Some that I will trade for coin or gems. And she just like looks above her head and you see a long sword. The hilt of which is essentially the mouth of a dragon spitting out the blade. With the guard reaching off to either side in the form of two long wings.
That looks like it could be interesting and useful. What's it do?
Neat.
Would you ever like to strike fear into the heart of a dragon?
That would probably be very useful.
That'd be
All
cool.
you need to do is have this blade and you will strike fear into the heart of any dragon.
Cool, but what's it do?
Well, thankfully with your precious heart I was able to craft it. The one you gave me from the ancient.
Oh
It is a
yeah.
dragon-slaying greatsword.
And how much?
Look at Glory.
Does it
And how
also
much-
talk?
Just salivating.
How much was one of them?
Kells is, Glory's not.
How much was one of them set us back?
How much are you willing to give, my dearies? You've been quite well off.
If it talks, I want no part of it.
Does it talk?
She just runs her finger across it. It no longer talks.
Oh, that's good.
Fine.
Blue's face is also my face.
I'm making this face a lot tonight.
We have a few trinkets and watches that we might be able to trade. You name your price, we'll see what we can do.
Oh, no, I don't name my price. How much do you think it's worth? What are you willing to give?
This is where Kirok opens the bag of miscellaneous stuff. A couple of bugs fly out.
Oh,
Don't
not
worry.
anything of yours. That's far too precious for this.
Do I have
Aw.
any rough idea of how much a sword like this might be worth?
You can make an intelligence check.
I don't buy my swords, I just loot them off people I kill.
It's called recycling.
Didn't mean to click that, sorry.
Damn it!
You!
Yo!
Finally, somebody roll something good.
Paris really doesn't like this woman.
That's for
Barris,
fucking.
This can cost anywhere between 2,000 and 20,000 gold.
That's a big range.
That's a big range for a natural 20.
To
Depending,
be fair, it's
depending on the current issue of dragons, the current ruling of dragons. For example, it'll no doubt be far more expensive to try and find one of these in a place ruled by dragons. Definitely expensive in a place currently conflicted with dragons. But in a place mostly dealing with giants, might not be the most expensive.
Sorry, my dear. Tell me this. Do you like puppets?
What a way to start a
What?
conversation!
Zero just perks up immediately.
She
I like
raises
puppets.
her left finger, and you watch as both her guards raise their left arms. I have a thing for
Ooh.
puppies.
How
Oh,
about
that's creepy.
we give you a large supply of puppet equipment so you can run your own puppet shows?
You're going to
Where?
sell off the 1,000 gold worth puppet set, aren't you?
Well, it's actually I've got it written down as
2,500.
2,500, which is fucking lots, but that's what you said at the time.
Yeah, no, that's exactly the price of it. It is a pristine set. Do you pull it out?
I'll pull out a couple of the pieces. Like I'll pull out a puppet
Oh,
of
okay,
like
show
this
me the full
little.
thing. Show me the full thing. Show me everything. Show me the box. You can't
Okay.
offer a piece.
Oh my
Shit, I
god,
just
we can
back
go
away.
that
It's not
way!
worth anything if it's
What's
not
in the box? What's in the
What's in the
box?
If Glory allows, I'll reach into the bag
Sure.
of holding and just pull out this large
Puppet.
box of puppet stuff.
She just snaps her fingers as she's looking at it, and the figures begin moving by themselves. And there's this small, almost like one of those little sets that opens up and the little ballerina moves. That kind of like ding, 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 tunes in the air as she's just looking around at it all.
Just think of the wonder you could bring to the children of the world with such.
Oh, I'm thinking of such wonder I can bring with this.
Kirok's eyes have gone very big.
Ooh.
Um,
I tell you what, dearie. Throw in one other thing, definitely not as pricey as this. One other thing, and I'll give you
One-
another little small bonus atop for that sword.
one other thing.
I'd pull out a healing potion.
Come on.
that
We're gonna
away.
need those.
You especially need those, little.
I make these.
How about?
Stick with the children stuff. You know what you have to
How
go.
about? Nah, I know you like puppets, but how are you with halflings?
He's just trying to
I
pawn.
didn't want you to go for this one, but
He's
okay.
just trying to pawn off all the stuff.
She's just looking towards.
We have a
I'm
lot
willing.
of bullshit.
I'm willing to not throw into one thing, but two things. We have this, I put out at the bag of holding, this lovely statue of quite a dashing little halfling gentleman,
Mm-hmm.
not to scale.
All missing in the shoe.
Also, this would go amazing with your puppet stuff.
Oh, I
Yeah.
know it would, dearie.
this rocking horse. Imagine making one of your guys go rocking on this. He
The
could
horse
ride-
isn't large enough for one of these 10-foot guys to go on, but yes.
I'm sure he
She
could
looks
make.
as though-
She could make it large enough.
I demonstrate how it works.
You know,
This is-
Thierry, I'm
this is
going to be
how-
honest. She just like reaches down, like her hand just tips of the nails all over like the top of Roman's head, just picks him up. Bear in mind, nails long enough to pick him up without touching the mohawk. Picks him up, takes him off the horse.
Don't use the merchandise. This is for trade.
Dearie, people try to offer me the hearts of dragons, pieces of a god, the cloths that they were enfoiled in when they slept with the Fey Lord. Rarely do people give me real treasures.
I'm in a good mood.
And she just reaches and pulls out a lovely necklace. It's a necklace with a single ruby in the shape of a heart at the center of it. This is a necklace that, should death claim you by any means once, the gem will shatter and you will survive and gain all your strength once again. She hands it towards you, reaches up and takes the greatsword in one hand and lowers it down and just offers it straight to Glory. I am sorry to make you let go of Talon for now, dearie, but you can use it again later. And I imagine you have more than one foe you wouldn't mind facing that claw and blade to. She smiles.
Before I take it, I just kind of look at Varys as if to say, "Can you check it?"
Oh dear, don't insult me like that. Take it or I'm putting it back up.
Oh,
Yeah, come on.
I will take it
it'll be fine.
in a
Make
way
a-
that's
make
like.
a charisma saving. No.
I was literally about to come over and just do it. I wasn't even going to question. Glory's holding it in that way when you're holding something that you're pretty sure is going to break the minute you touch it. It's like, oh
Delicate,
god.
delicate. She looks back over towards all of you. Defend is Faerun, my little dears. I wish I'd joined your life sooner. Let me know how this whole Imrith deal goes.
Do you have any armor?
What kind of armor, dearie?
Actually, yeah.
2 secs.
He's proficient with heavy,
I know,
but
but
I'm assuming he can't fly with that,
yeah.
right?
I don't know why I'm looking in the player's handbook. Aarakocra aren't
Go
in the
for it.
player's handbook.
Medium, if I were
She
you.
gets up.
Like a
and goes,
breastplate or
Excuse me
something.
for a second, dear. As there's a gust of wind behind her. I have an old friend's come with me, and she steps, and literally steps into a cloud.
Cool, I want to learn how to do that.
And she seems gone for maybe 5 minutes before returning back.
Quick, go.
As a- when she returns
I
back,
take all the stuff off her store wall.
she's a beautiful young woman. Do you actually want
No,
to do
no,
that?
no.
Of course not.
What kind of balls do you
I
take
love that
us
this
for?
character has literally never been in combat.
Okay.
But none of you fuck with her. I love it.
Nope.
It has to be light.
When
Can't
she
be,
steps
can't be
back
medium.
through, she is a beautiful young woman with long flowing red hair that goes down over the hips and side, and she's giggling. Another time, dear. And she has clothes that are barely covering things. She is very much so in the, yes, she came in as a beauty and is leaning down again. Same pose, same posture. Sorry, my dear, what was that? I had an old friend who just decided he had to immediately speak to me.
I am confusion.
Why
thought
is
you
this
were Kira.
Arkansas?
Why is it Arkansas?
America? Why?
Light armor. Light armor? She looks at Tian.
He nods.
Light armor.
Oh, he saw this coming. That's adorable. Kirok,
Yes.
little friend. Tell me, have you been making friends in other places?
Yes, I like to make friends.
Always, right?
Would you know someone who has the title the Kind-Hearted?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, believe we do.
I haven't seen him in a long time, and he just decides to call me.
Genie.
And so we step away, and I have a lovely moment with him. And he gives me something. And she reaches and has this small bag, small packet, and just hands it over towards you. He said she would have a need for it. And there's a little note written in Orin.
Ooh,
Love, Sumoshi. Best of luck with all your endeavors.
so
It
peek
is-
inside.
You open it up, and it is armor that has been flat, like literally folded onto itself. It's almost like silk, but when you pick it up, it feels hard on the outside. It's cloth that feels hard on the outside, but is soft, almost like wool or silk on the inside.
Ooh,
Mark down that you have the armor of the Sky Dancer.
cool.
+2 to AC. And +2 to saving throws. So long as he's within 60 feet of you.
Ooh.
Well, the +2 saving throw is whenever he's within 60 feet. The +2 to AC is always. It is counted as light armor,
What kind?
but has an. It's counted as a light version of plate armor.
Oh
It
shit!
has the value of plate, with the property of light.
Holy shit!
He and I go a long way back. I was quite upset I hadn't spoken to him for a few hundred years. I thought he'd left me, but it's always nice to see him again.
This is incredible. Hang on, I gotta have something. Hang on.
She puts her hands over yours, and it isn't the long, it is soft, gentle touch. You brought back my Sumoshi. That's more than enough. If you want to give me anything, give me a tail. She leans back and begins returning to her older, wizened, speckled form. Bring me a tale of how you killed Imrith, the bitch of the desert.
I'm sure we can do that.
Yeah.
And that is where we're going to leave the session.
I was gonna ask about
Yeah.
something, but
You do your thing.
We can do.
because I'm pretty sure the armor that I have already is about the max I'm gonna be able to get. Do you have anything that could boost AC though?
What is AC?
I don't know. That came out of my mouth.
You have a nosebleed. You're after God trying to get back at you. Let me in.
Sorry. Really? Huh? Cthulhu was trying to get back.
He keeps trying to call me, but I'm just not interested.
I broke up with him.
I said your finger of death. Please respond. Baby, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We yelled at you.
But this is something that I would bolster my defense, really.
What would you give me for it?
I do have this ring that protects my mind.
I'd say keep that one. If my prophecies are true, that'll protect you far more than much else would.
True.
We have a cloaker hide in the bag holding that's probably going a bit slimy.
What?
If you're looking to trade.
Give me a signal. Give her a signal whistle.
Yeah, we got a signal whistle.
No, that makes her an honorary member of the Moon Pigs.
Hey, she basically is
Give her a signal whistle.
I mean, we do have a cloaker hide that could be gotten rid of.
Gotten rid of like you don't need it.
Well, we really
needs,
don't.
I think it needs stuff doing to it. It's just skin at the moment.
Oh, it's a cloak or hide.
It's the hide, yeah, not a like a
See,
cloak.
when you said a cloak of hide is what I
Not
heard.
a cloak that's hiding.
Yeah, cloaker hide that we skinned.
She takes it. Huh. You could do a lot with this. And she puts it underneath the thing. I don't have much. And she reaches for her right arm. But would another cloak suit you? And she pulls out a beautiful cloak, simple blue, with a golden trim that basically crisscrosses on the sides all the way down and across. +1 of AC and saving throw.
Cool. Is it tuned?
It requires attunement. You have to make the choices.
Yeah. So,
And with that trade, I'll leave it there.
Dope.
is it just like cloak of defense
Yeah, it's literally cloak of protection +1.
or cloak of protection?
And breathe. You went from talking to the most hostile, neutral NPC you've ever fought to one of the ones who find you the most endearing.
I love her. She's great.
And yes, she did literally, Samoshi planned a contingency spell for when the next time you guys interact with her, that a cloud would appear. Because he is that guy. He is that guy who goes, "Hello, I'm from Convenience Roundabout."
Didn't we
this
interact
is why
with
you gotta
her
make
while he
friends.
was with us?
She
After.
wasn't
To be fair,
aware
we
yet.
only just freed him.
That's
You only
true.
just freed him, and he wasn't sure if Bay would still be mad. So he didn't want to quite yet. He wanted to try to ease her in, and also be in his own fucking fortress when he called her, so that if she popped in, he could go, "Hey, with my 40 cars, how are you?" And clearly,
That's fair.
he's doing all right.
It's amazing comparing the two campaigns side by side, because in Blood and Sand it's like murder everybody and only have a select friends. In this campaign, it's literally just as many friends as possible.
Yeah.
What happens when you make a flock of friends?
Gotta catch them all.
Varys has got to do
Friends.
a lot of studying
This
with
is
this new spell book.
This is like playing the standard Undertale run through, and then Blood and Sand is just no mercy. Kill everyone.
Having said that, it's amusing we say that when we're famously the group that doesn't let anything get away.
That's why I
Yes,
didn't.
but
That's why.
he betrays you.
That's why I didn't say it's the pacifist run. It's just the standard run. Cool. Well, I'm gonna end the stream there, guys.
Thank you all
Remember to
so
shop
much
at
for
Game
watching.
Tea.
Woo! We
Bye,
will
guys.
see you next week for more stuff. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye, everybody.
Bye.